Good morning, everybody. My name is Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. I'm very tired today. Haven't had a very good day. So this is a perfect dinner for me to do. I'm going to put it in slow cooker, and we're going to enjoy it. It will be Sunday night for us, Monday for you. I will put the entire recipe down in the description box. And this time I'm hoping I don't make any mistakes. Keep making mistakes. For those of you who want to just capture a screenshot, I will hold this up. It's called Pork and Cabbage, if you can read my writing. But if not, I'll just say what I'm doing and then I will put it in the description. Yes, I did a little bit of hurting of myself. I have been very busy for the last 4 days. And I've done something under my rib. I think I just pulled a muscle or something, but not related to the Parkinson's, just an injury. But when you have an injury along with everything else, it's not fun. Okay, so now what I needed was pork, any kind of pork. You can do a big pork roast, you can do pork loins, you can do cut up pieces. This is still semi-frozen here. And I'm going to just cut it up into pieces. And that's going to be my pork. Now I've got my pan on, starting to heat up. Put this down here. Okay, yep, you can see me. This is 2 loins. Okay, and I'm going to just hack it up. It doesn't have to be, if you make it smaller pieces, then it doesn't cook as long in the slow cooker. But, let's see. You know, my son came over today and I asked him to sharpen my knives. And boy, can I notice a difference in this one. Wow. He did a great job. Oh my gosh, you're home up with dinner already?
Yep.
All right, well, I'm going to be a little bit yet, so you can just go ahead and make your plate if you can get through all my setup there.
You can.
Okay. Well, then just have to wait. I was saying these knives are really nice and sharp that Cal did.
Good. Just a little more.
Yeah, I will. Okay, so I'll get this started. Now, I don't need to cook this pork all the way through. I just need to get it seared. So, I was telling them that I worked fairly hard the last few days.
Cut in front of your line.
Yeah, that's okay. That I worked pretty hard and I sort of hurt my muscle on my rib. Don't know really what I did. I think I reached for something, but yeah, they said that this could be cooked as a full roast, but I'm doing it this way. I originally got the idea for this from Susie, bandana grandma, but she was doing hers with sauerkraut and caraway and whatnot, so I have changed it up a little bit, but that's where the original recipe came from. Okay, now let's get that going while I'm going to stick this little splatter guard over it so it doesn't splatter over everything. Now, the chopping of this cabbage could be fun. Let's see, 1/3 of a head. Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
You feeling strong?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have you just, pat me off. I need about 1/3 of the head, so just a little less than half. Yeah, just right there down would be great. And then you can take the bigger piece and put it in a bag and put it back in the fridge. I have nice bags over in the corner over there. Oh, get Cal sharpen them.
Yeah. I have to get down that side.
All right, you come this side. We're going to switch places so we're safer. Oh. Careful.
Yeah.
We are going to show them what it's like when we have a calamity.
Yeah.
Okay. I should have done that off camera. Oh well. Oh, you're just about there.
Huh?
You're just about there now. I'll be your cheerleader. Go, go, go. Oh dear. Here, I can do the rest of that now if you want. Oh, okay. That's close. That's good. Perfect. Now we'll take the, oh here, let me just, I'll just take one more little tiny slice, and then I'm going to have you put the rest of it away in one of those plastic bags. Okay?
Yep.
This is so much easier when we have it flat. There we go. Okay. I'll put it right here, and you got it. Alright, wonder how fine. It says chopped, so I'm just gonna, can you see what I'm doing there? So I'm just gonna go and give it a rough chop here. We love cabbage. That's one thing that we really do enjoy.
Sooner than it cooks off.
Yes, well this will be in slow cooker. Okay, now I'm going to bring my slow pot up here for a minute, because I have to put my veggies and stuff into it as I do it. Well, I tell you, we notice the fact that we have a small table when we're doing things like this. Okay. Now, I'll cut the rest of that after I give this a stir. So they want you just to sort of give this a little bit of a sear, and that way you've got, you know, a little flavor on your meat. Okay, let's finish up the cabbage. Yeah, I don't know, it's hard when you have a silly injury that you have enough troubles to begin with, and then you go and do something silly. And it's like, oh my goodness. This will cook right down. This cabbage will cook down because it's got so much water content in it. But we're not a lover of sauerkraut, so we do like the cabbage. So we thought, let's just do it with the cabbage. All right. So there's the cabbage. Now, can you see? There's what we got in there. All right. And then it says 2 apples. So I got 2 lovely apples here. Boy, I tell you, apples and fork are there, a match made in heaven. Bill, you gonna bring me a smaller knife than this one, so that I can get the cores out without sort of making a stabbing mess of myself?
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. No, this one's too big. I need that little silver one that's smaller.
This one? No.
Yes. Yes, that's the one. Okay, so I don't have to peel them. I do core them. So these ones are nice Honeycrisp apples, and oh my gosh, they're nice. I remember the first year that we saw Honeycrisps, I went in and I didn't even see what the price was, and I just thought, oh, that looks like a real nice crisp apple. And we went up to get it, and it was a brand new breed of apple, and they charged me $3 for one apple. It was like I said, it must have been made out of gold. But it was very good, and now the prices have come down. They're still not as cheap as if you were using a Gala or an Ambrosia, but and truthfully, when you're going to cook it inside a dish like this, you really don't need the expensive apple because it's being cooked down. But this is what I had. I always keep an apple or two in the house for me to have as a snack, and I enjoy it. Let's give this meat a little turn-boo. We really like pork as well. Pork is one of those dishes that we quite like. You know, I take ground pork sometimes, and I take the ground meat and just form it into a patty like with a hamburger, and then it tastes like a pork chop without bone. Now, I know that you get the better flavor from the bone-in meats, but I personally like the boneless. So, yeah, you go ahead. I won't be long.
See, donair.
He's having a donair for dinner. See, this is the night before. I'm getting it all ready. I'm going to pop this in the fridge, and then I will just turn it on in the morning for 8 hours. Because I didn't want to have to be up very early in the morning when I hadn't been feeling good. So I say I didn't want to be up very early in the morning. I've been up all night for 2 nights, so I'd like to actually sleep tonight. We'll see. Oh, baby. Not do that on the ground. I throw everything on the ground. I don't know, it's just common thread for me now. I'm not sure if I can get down and get it. Ooh. I'm not sure if I was able to get it, but I got some of it. Okay, now it says a large onion. When we went to the store to get our onions, oh my goodness, there was, look at the size of these little tiny onions. So I have 3 very small onions, and I'll just put these apple cores into my bag. I love having one of those really big onions, you know, but at this time of the year, I haven't been having much luck getting them. As a matter of fact, when I was having my groceries delivered by Save-On, I had to finally say, listen, don't bring me the ones that are soft. They were bringing me onions that are all soft. It was terrible. Okay, gotta turn this down. That's off. There, it's down. All right, let's just get these onions peeled up. Bill, can you please turn that off? You can't have that in the background. All right, let's see. Boy, I'm thinking I have it up much. Well, that, oh, for heaven's sake, oh my goodness.
You won't be able to reach it.
Well, it's just gonna go on the garbage anyway, so if it stays on the floor for a few extra minutes, so be it. There's what I got out of that last onion. One little peel. Oh, for heaven's sakes. So we'll have more apple than onion, but that's all right. You know, it's funny when somebody used to be able to do these things, it's really hard to suddenly not be able to do them. Because you think you still can do it, you know, you don't think that there's a problem, and then you realize, well, there's a problem. I can't remember what my story was going to be today. I have to look it up. I looked it up before I started. So, you know, I'd be all prepared. That shows you how short my memory is. Oh, dear me. I got a new blanket today. It came, I had ordered it from Amazon. And it's all very colorful and it's lovely. We had also ordered Bill a tie-dye blanket. And his didn't come, and it said it's undeliverable. They'll refund the money, but they didn't say why it was undeliverable. So, which I don't quite understand, considering mine was delivered. But I said we'll have to watch and see if we can find him one. Coming up to Christmas, there maybe be one. So, but I got a lovely one, that's for sure. All right, there, we're getting there. Now I'm blowing the recipes down. I don't know what it is that makes it so that in the middle of the night I have, you know, stamina and energy and I can do things. And then in the daytime, my body doesn't like it. Now, I've been working hard today. Right now, my body would normally be seized up waiting for medicine. And I'm not. So I have been sort of toying around and finding that if I'm busy, I can kind of hold it off. But the problem being is I can't be busy all the time because I don't have the energy to do that. Okay, so now let's just slice these up and pop them in there. This is going to be a really nice combination with onions and cabbage and apple. We've had onions and cabbage, but I don't know that we've ever put apple in it. We've had applesauce and stuff, but I don't think we've ever done apples in it. So it's something new. Bill's not usually in favor of me trying all these new things. They're usually not successful. All right, one more. All right, now let's get this recipe again. And it says, placed in the slow pot with meat. Oh, and then I mix up this other stuff. Okay, so let's just turn this off. Oh, I need to get the tongs. Maybe I can do it with the spoon here. I can do it with the spoon here. Now you see this meat is definitely not cooked, but it's got a little bit of sear on it. which gives it some flavor. One of these days I'll get it to the point where I remember to bring all the utensils that I need and all that sort of stuff. All right, there we are. Now, let's take another little bowl. Now, this is where you're going to laugh at me. Didn't have any brown sugar. Calls for 1/3 cup brown sugar. So I have white sugar and molasses. And I'm just going to mix that together and make that my brown sugar. And I'm just gonna, here, I should do it this way so you can see me. Do it over here. And you see, you're just gonna pull it through your fork tines. And actually, if you really wanted to do it very efficiently, you could put it in your little food processor, but I'm not gonna dirty a food processor for 1/3 cup of sugar. There we go. All right. Now, put that into our bowl. And then we want salt and pepper, a teaspoon of salt. Whoops. Teaspoon of salt. I've got the pink Himalayan salt. 1 teaspoon. Put that in there. 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. It says caraway. We don't have caraway, so we're leaving that out. I'm going to add 2 bay leaves, but I'm going to do that at the end so that they don't break up. And put in a cup of apple cider juice or stock, and I've got apple juice. Okay, so I'm mixing this together. And you want to make sure that your meat's on top. You could mix this up and put it down over it and then put your meat up there, but I like to just pour it over the top. All right. Okay, I'll put my 2 bay leaves in there, just like that. Now what I'll be doing is I'll be putting this into my refrigerator, and then in the morning I'm just going to take it out and I'm going to cook it on low for 6 to 8 hours. So what I would probably do is I would probably bring it out, put it on high for 1 hour just to get it started, then turn it down to low for 6 hours. And I'm just going to check in my book to see what my story was. I'll be right back. You know, it's funny, I checked this before I came over there. Do you think I can remember? Nope. Make it Monday. Oh, we were talking about this earlier, Bill. Okay, this is about Cal. When he was young, he went to, well, I guess it was a daycare type group. I was a stay-at-home mom, but he needed socialization. So we went to like a daycare type group. And one day, he had a special day and he was supposed to take a cake. So we made a big parrot cake. It took us forever. We had all these feathers and everything else on it. We set it down on a chair while we were taking his boots off. Now, one of us remembers the story that Cal sat on the parrot. One of us remembers the story that it was one of the other children that sat on the parrot. But either way, the parrot was sat on and not eaten. We spent hours making this parrot, and it was not eaten, whatnot. All right, so that's my story for today. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. I will come back tomorrow when it's cooked. I'm going to serve it with mashed potatoes. All right. Hello everybody, it's me again. Okay, I'm just going to show you my potatoes are not cooked yet, but my dinner is ready, so I'm just going to turn it off. So I just wanted to show you what was going on. So here, let me turn the camera around. All right, now let's see. I don't want to cover up where I'm not supposed to. So in here, we've got our potatoes all ready to go and be mashed. And then in here, oops, don't drop it, Darlene. Whatever you do, don't drop it. Okay, all right. In here, we've got our pork and our cabbage and everything, and it's all ready to go. So I'm just going to serve that up once the mashed potatoes are ready. You see, we're Calgary Flame supporters. Anyway, hope everybody's having a good day. See you tomorrow.